I'ma show you, dude, this is what it look like. If you take a walk,
yeah.
look right now, I'ma show you, dude, this is what it look like. If we make a stop around the country,
Join in.
I'ma show you, dude,
This is what it look like.
This is what it look like. This is what it look like. New Yiddy City.
It's my last joint, What It Look Like, featuring my brother Braz Butter.
What it look like. Black and can't breathe, homie. This is what it look like. This is what it look like. This is what it look like. New Yiddy City, homie. This is what it look like. Land of the free, homie. This is what it look like. Die by knee, homie. This is what it look like. If you knew better, you would do better. When you get a chance, read the Willie Lynch letter. I'm talking to my whites and to my blacks. Maybe then we can begin to understand the facts. We was raised and bred like animals. How you expect us to behave now? The mistake, they yelling, get the noose. If a white make a mistake, they saying sorry, oops. It ain't fair, probably it never will.
You?
Yo.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, sir.
There, man. How everything?
Everything cool. Just giving some people some time to jump in.
Facts. All right. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Share the live. Give it a press until the issue's addressed. Right to protest. My city take a look right now. I'ma show you, dude, this is what it looks like. Yeah. Shout out to my brother Trav. I see you, Trav.
How the sound, Dizzy?
Sounding good.
Sounding good? All right, good.
Likewise, you can hear me?
Yeah, man, we can hear you clear, man. You sound good.
Cool. This is what it look like. So, again, that's what it looked like. Featuring my brother Braz Butter, streaming on all platforms. Just look up What It Looked Like, featuring Braz. That was something we did about the Black Lives Movement.
Yeah.
All that craziness was going on with Eric Gardner and all that. So.
Okay. How's that record doing right now, though?
It's doing all right, man. I think I got like 11,000 views on the lyric. I ain't do an official video. I did a lyric video for it.
Okay.
So lyric video did like 11,000. So it's cool. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, you have something out there. You know what I mean? It's doing something. It's better than not putting out some no work at all. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and it's positive. So that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm more happy with that than it being something negative with a whole bunch of views. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
And that's the push right now. Putting out positive energy, positive info, positive music. You know,
everything positive. Because
you already know we're living in a world of negativity. You know what I mean? So,
too much craziness going on, man. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? But just like I always do, man, I just want to say a quick prayer, man. I pray that everything that we say is truthful and informational, and it could be inspirational to you and motivational to do the right things. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
So,
amen.
So I didn't even get to type it in. I'm gonna see if I can type it in later. But we wanted to talk to you about parenting. Parenting right now. I got 2 little girls. You got 2 little boys.
Parenting. The topic of the day.
You know, being
a whole different ball game, man.
Being a dad. You know, raising these kids the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not easy.
What I could say, it's intentional. You know, you have to be intentional with this. You have to be ready for whatever comes. You know, I mean, my experience so far, you know, I wanted kids.
Yeah,
you know, that's the first thing. I wanted kids, so I told myself, whatever it takes for me to do what I need to do for them, I'm gonna do it. You know
Definitely.
what I mean? I'm gonna do it.
And what's the ages of my nephews, man?
The oldest is turning 5 in a few weeks. The 28th, Nathaniel is turning 5, And you know, I have a 3-year-old going on 30, Isaiah.
That's what's up.
And you know about that shit. Yeah,
So you got,
you
so
know.
you got 5 and 3, and I got 6 and 3.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You know, so
yeah,
you know,
you know,
it's fun time in the house right now.
oh
Fun
man,
time.
it's fun time except for when I have to I know I see you, Trav. I'm with the boys right now. That's what's up. No problem. You could always check it back
Hmm.
later. I'm gonna save it on the gram, and you could check it back. And I'm also building a YouTube channel as well. Where we're going. It's called Shaking Wall Street. So you'll be able to check that out later. So we're gonna be uploading it. So if you can't log in right now, you can always come back and check it out. But yeah, man. As far as like how we gonna mix in the music and the life insurance with parenting, I felt like once I had kids, I became really. What's up, Brad? Brother? I've been sorry, black butterflies. I've been real skeptical of type of music that I play while I got my kids in the car.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's not until I don't know about nobody else, but it's not until I had my kids that I was really conscious of what I was listening to while I had them. You know,
Okay.
so songs that I probably, if I was in the car by myself, would have just been rocking out and listening to, and
Hmm.
that could be rap, it could be rap, it could be reggae.
Hmm.
I didn't really play too much.
It's
I might have said, ah, this is probably some foolishness or whatever.
hmm.
And it's the radio, so it's the radio, you gotta remember that's an edited song, right?
Right.
So the radio's not gonna play songs with curses in it. So cool, I'll play the radio. Then the kids get in the car, the same song could come on. And I'm now
Hmm.
my antennas is up and I'm listening
Hmm. And
to
you realize, yeah, it might be edited
oh,
for the cuss words, but the
yo,
content.
they don't even got the curse words in it, but they still he talk about drop your panties to the floor. I'm like,
Mm.
whoa, whoa,
Mm.
whoa.
And again, you know, you have daughters, you know, so for you, it's a little more like, wow, I don't need them listening to this at least at this age, because what we don't understand that the kids between, I think they say between birth and age 5, they're at a genius level. They literally pick up everything that they hear and repeat it.
They
You
like a
know, even
sponge.
if they are, and even if they don't fully know what it means, they still pick it up. So a child could learn 5 different languages, 6 different languages, 10 different languages, if 10 different languages are being spoken in the household, but they only pick up what they hear. So if you only speak in your language in the household, that's what they're gonna pick up, and that's what they're gonna use, right?
Like,
So even my 2 boys, you will hear them try to speak like how I speak with my accent, and it would
yeah,
be the
right,
funniest thing. You know what I mean?
right.
And the fun and even crazier, I would say, I remember Isaiah said to me at age, I think he was probably 2 years old. I told him to do something, and he said, Daddy, be patient right now.
Right.
I'm busy.
He got that from you. He got that from you.
And not
He
only
got that
me,
from
he
you.
picks up a lot of things from his mother as well.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
of course, from
and
the
I,
adults that he's
right.
surrounded by, right.
And I could hear, sometimes when they talk, I could hear their mother in what they're saying. I could know.
That's where they picked it up from. Right,
That's where,
right. Is
and
it,
then again,
they're very impressionable. You know what I'm saying? Like my man
mhm.
Trav said, he don't even know what regular music sound like. All he do is listen to Kids Bop Kids. That's what I gotta listen to now. Kids Bop
That's what
Kids.
all parents
Alexa,
have to listen
Alexa,
to.
play
Mhm.
Kids Bop Kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And they play all the nice songs the kids. So and then with the Kids Bop Kids, they clean it up. So
Okay.
the lyrics that probably, even though it's not curse words, but would have been a little raunchy, they flip the words around. That is just all clean. So
Mhm.
if you know it's and the crazy thing is there's only so much you can only talk to them for so much. It's only gonna be a matter of time, you know what I'm saying,
Before
before
they get fully exposed, because they're at school.
they're at
They're
school
at
and
school,
they're around
and
other
other
kids,
kids,
right?
and then they
So
have the phones as well. The other kids have the phones as well. And even though my two, they're pretty young, that they go to a school that they have access to older kids as well,
right.
right? That gets an opportunity to listen to whatever they want to listen to, you know.
Yeah,
So that's the struggle right there again. But
Right.
again, when they're in the house, for my kids, to be honest with you, I barely even play reggae around them. You get
Mm.
what I'm saying? I barely
Mm.
even play because when they're in the house, like I don't give my kids a tablet or the phone to just do what they want to do all day or whatever. I don't do that, right? When they're on YouTube or anything, it's in the living room, and I know what they're listening to. I see what they're watching, right? And I mean, I know my ABCs all over again, bro. Especially when they were pretty young. Like that's all everything. Cocoa Melon,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like all those nursery rhymes and stuff like that. But I realized because again, they also do what their mother does, right? And she listened to a lot of gospel music. So my kids know a lot of gospel that I don't even know. And
Gotcha.
they will sing it word for
Right.
word. Like sometimes
Right.
Nathaniel will be
Because
like, Daddy, I'm
that's
gonna
what
I'm gonna look for this song.
that's what they're hearing. That's what
That's
they're
what they're
hearing on
hearing.
on a constant basis. So what
Correct.
I do is a little different. I play a little bit of everything, and mostly not too much in the house. But like you said, as far as like the tablet and the phone, I do let them use it, but I make sure that they watch some education. They have to watch at least 3 educational programs first. Sight
Mm-hmm.
words, um, days of the year, months of the year,
Mm-hmm.
alphabets. So
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, they got to watch at least 3 to 4 or 5 of those things before they can tend to go off and watch their own little thing. And once again, they're still in kids' YouTube. But even within kids' YouTube, you have to block certain things because and I don't knock it because there's a lot of families. It's a hustle where families are quitting their jobs and becoming YouTubers with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to filter out what they could watch. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the parents, I don't want to talk bad about how some people parent, but some people let their kids do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Eat a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of candy and they recording how much candy they eat, and
Mm-hmm.
or they eat a bunch of junk food and they're gonna tell you their feedback on this junk food. So you gotta be really mindful of still what they're watching within the YouTube kids.
True.
But as far as speaking back with the music, like when we in the car, I'll play some rap, and then that's when I have to make sure that I started making music that didn't have the curses and then have
Mm-hmm.
no
Mm-hmm.
derogatory messages where I can feel comfortable playing my songs. So they know a lot of my songs because
Mm-hmm.
even when I try to play the radio where the radio don't have too much cursing, they'll still have certain lyrics where it's like, I don't want them singing those lyrics back. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one of my joints, what I used to like to sing, and it wasn't until Mia started singing it back, and I was like, oh, I said, oh man, that was the Pop Smoke had a song because they playing Pop Smoke like crazy.
Yeah, S and P's pop,
And
bro. Mm-hmm.
oh, what he said, I can't remember. If it come back to me, I'll sing the lyric. Um,
I don't
oh,
know a lot of Pop Smoke, but I know he was
it
trending
was
for a minute.
something.
You
It
know what I
was
mean?
something to do with shooting. It was something to do with shooting, and
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the lyric. Like, oh, wait a minute. Like he said. Damn, I can't remember the lyric, man, but it came back to
I'll
my
come
brain.
back.
But long story short, it wasn't until I heard Mia singing, I'm like, oh no, we can't have this singing. And the joint is catchy. It's catchy as hell. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Most of
So,
these songs are pretty catchy. They're pretty catchy. So the
you
kids are
know,
gonna catch on pretty quickly. You
and
know?
like Old Town Road, I used to let her listen to that before he switched off, before the Lil Nas X dude switched off and started doing some other thing, because it was a cool little song. Even though the favorite line that she used to like say, something on my booty, they emphasize that. I'm like, why you
Mm-hmm.
gotta sing the booty part so loud? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, bro,
It's like, you know,
man, like,
even,
like,
even though that
like,
was supposed to be like a kids friendly song, I'm just giving you the
man.
example of how
I know,
they could pick up
but
on certain stuff, but
they do,
I like
they
to
do. You know what? Again, like when I don't know what it is, but they have an acute sense. They know how to read when something is not right. You
yeah,
get
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? And they will repeat it.
Yeah, because
But
they know that
it's
they don't hear it on a regular
Because
basis.
we have the conversation about the private parts and all of that. Who's not allowed to touch or see private parts, right? So
Right.
so so at an early age, you start making them aware
Aware.
that what's off limits, right? So they're starting to develop because again their mind are so sharp and impressionable. They start to develop that sense of all right, this is private And then when you hear certain songs and it's talking about booty or whatever, or even in school, whoever, whatever conversation that they're having among themselves, you know, or you hear even my little one would have this talk about poopy, or I'm like, yo, what is that? Like, where did you
Right.
get that from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me personally, anytime I hear the boys saying something that I know they don't understand, or I know they're not supposed to be saying, in my opinion, because I mean, you have other parents that feels like, you know,
That's cool. They
their
fine with that.
limit, right? You know what I'm saying? So to each his own. But if I feel like I'm not ready for them to be talking a certain way or whatever, I try to correct them. You know, I try to correct them. Don't say that. That is not a good word, or that's a bad word, or whatever. You know, but they'll talk on each other quick. Daddy, Isaiah said a bad word.
Right,
Daddy,
right. They'll tell on
Nathaniel
each
said
other
a
real
bad
quick.
word.
Right, right. That's a
You
fact.
know.
So,
Hmm.
even like I said, just because I'm so heavily into music, I still it's like there's no way I could not have like not introduce them to music. So I just try to
Right.
introduce them to positive music. So throughout the day, I play
Hmm.
rap. When we drive in, I play some rap
Hmm.
music. I rap. I can play
Hmm.
some reggae. You know what I'm saying? But I
Hmm.
play the conscious reggae. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And they're like, "What's
Hmm.
that? Those people sound different." And I'm like, "Well, that's Daddy's background. Daddy wasn't
Hmm.
born in Jamaica, but
Hmm.
that's where Grandma come from and Grandpa come from." You know,
Hmm.
so I try to let them know the roots as far as reggae music and stuff like that. And then on Sundays we play the gospel. Alexa, they want
Hmm.
Okay, Alexa,
Man,
Alexa.
my two want gospel all day.
So
Jesus.
try to just give them a balance. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Rap. I'm a combination of rap,
Hmm.
reggae, and gospel because I started off with gospel in the
Hmm.
house and in church and growing up, and then my father playing oldies. So sometimes I even play some oldies. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And then they'll be like, "What is that? You know, what is that, Daddy?"
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You
See,
know,
the thing with me is I like when I'm in the car, you know, going. Let's say I'm taking them to school or I'm picking them up from school. If I'm playing something on the way to picking them up when I know it's not like something I don't want them hearing, I'm not gonna play it when they get in the car. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes what I'm listening to is X-rated or whatever, they cursing or whatever, right? But I would play like some Bob Marley sometime, you know, or they would say, "Daddy, can you play this song, whatever song that they like to listen?" And I'll play that for them. But to try to give them a little balance, like you said, you know, even some evenings, like on a Saturday evening, when because I mean they'll be watching TV for the most, then we probably go to the park or whatever, come back in, and they want to watch the same thing again, and my brain is about to just give out.
exactly. Yeah. It's like, damn, how much time you gonna keep watching the same thing?
You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, listen, man, time for to learn some other culture. You
Yeah.
know, and I put in some reggae music, some calm reggae music. And Isaiah is a man that he loves instrument, right? So he would run. He has his little ukulele. Well, it's actually Nathaniel's ukulele, but
Right.
Isaiah done boss it up
Take
and
over that.
take over the ukulele. He also has a keyboard. Like I remember when his adopted grandfather asked me one Christmas, what do you think Isaiah would want? I said, you could probably buy him a little toy keyboard. He loves instrument, he loves music, and he bought him an actual keyboard. He said
Right,
that's an
right, right,
investment. So
right.
so Isaiah is a dude that will go get his keyboard and he will just start messing with it and create little beats and whatever. And Nathaniel will be singing behind the beats. I remember videoing them one morning, getting ready for school, and Isaiah found the beat, and Nathaniel was like, 1, 2, 3,
Mm-hmm,
4,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
1, 2,
Right, right,
3, 4.
right,
I remember Nathaniel said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
right. Yeah, it's
So it's
dope.
crazy.
It's
It's
cool.
crazy
It's
to watch
cool.
them.
It's cool to see how they can experiment with music, but that's to show you
Yeah.
how, music is impressionable. So you gotta really be mindful of the music that you playing. Like you said, some parents they play whatever. They don't care.
Yeah.
Curses or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, they know their kids is not supposed to say that, but I'm looking at it like, you know, I know they're gonna hear it regardless, but they don't gotta
They
hear it
will.
in my they don't
They
gotta hear it
will.
in my household. They don't
They
gotta hear
will.
it in my car. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So they could
Mm-hmm.
understand the level of respect. Cause that's one thing that I could say growing up with my parents. I never
Mm-hmm.
heard them talking like that. You know what I
Correct.
mean? So
Correct.
I know we human, we slip up, we say words and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, yo, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do
Mm-hmm.
that
Right,
because
right, because
you want
you
to let
might
them
be
know,
in a
like,
conversation, right? And
right,
you said a bad word that you told them was a bad
not
word,
to say,
and they
right.
said, "Daddy, don't say
They
that.
call you out
You
early.
have to quick."
Yeah. And you don't want to shut them up like, oh, I'm grown. Like,
Nah,
I hate
nah.
that. Oh, I'm
I'm
grown.
sorry. Mm-hmm.
No, my bad. You're right. Because you got to practice what you preach. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is
Mm-hmm.
how, to me, how your kids could lose respect for you. Because you tell
Mm-hmm.
them to do one thing, but you're not doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
you definitely gotta live up to that. And even something as simple as stupid. I don't like for them to say
Mm-hmm.
stupid. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
look, check this out. I kind of took that word out the vocabulary, right? But grandmas will come through and be like, "Boy, what's stupidness?" And they say, "Grandma, don't say that. Don't say stupidness."
So
grandma,
so
just, grandma just
so.
kissed two teeth like, "Oh, when that teeth some pick me on, man." Like, yo,
Oh God.
I'm trying to teach them how to talk properly.
Yo.
You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man.
Because real talk, when you use, you know, them negative words, all you doing is replacing your intellect. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? When you curse, all you doing is dumbing down the correct words to
Yeah,
actually.
literally. Like, I mean, for me, I went through a phase where I decided that I would not curse anymore. Because man, listen, I used to be a sailor. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
now that's a fact.
I
You
can
gotta
remember.
apologize when you're wrong. That's a fact.
Yeah, I can remember as far back as I was in the fourth grade, fourth or fifth grade, where I consciously remember like I was cursing at that age,
For
like
fun.
for fun. Like amongst my friends, like we cursing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And in the fourth grade, I think I was about nine. Nine. I was nine in the fourth grade. So between 8 and 9 years old, I could consciously remember me cursing. What's up, Colin? Big up yourself, rude boy. You know?
Yeah.
And I remember that just brought me all the way through to adulthood, right? And I made a big decision back in 2013. I got baptized, right? And actually tomorrow is the actual anniversary. I think it's gonna be
Eight
what,
years. 8 years.
8 years, eight
That's what's up.
years, right?
Yeah,
And
that's what's
I
up.
remember, I told my sister because my sister' birthday is the 16th, right? And I got baptized on the 15th, right? And I said to my sister the day, like I was while I'm driving and I'm talking to her, I'm like, "Yo, Wendy, man, I cost no more butter," and she just ignored me. But
Mm.
I know that I was ready, and that's one of the things that I know. Like when it comes to habits, if you are seriously ready to break them,
You could
you
drop
can.
it.
You could drop it immediately. And
Right.
she didn't really pay no mind to it. She didn't, and she was like, all right, whatever. And 4 months went by, and she was like, yo, Tio, like I remember you said you wasn't gonna use any curse words,
And you
and you
sticking to it.
haven't stuck to it. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that for years, man, years. No, you know, as time passed, you have a slip here and there, and it's not really a slip. It's like, you kind of start letting back in your old ways. To be honest, because
Right.
again, when you start that journey and you trying to change, you don't change overnight, but it's a conscious decision every day,
It's just
every day.
not to cut you, but it's just like getting baptized. Like people think like when you get back, because I got baptized when I was 25.
Mm,
So you talking 13 years ago. You know what I
mm,
mean? So
mm.
long story short, you think you're gonna just up and start
It's a
walking
it's a
around
process.
like that? It's a
It's a
process.
process.
It's a
Hmm.
process.
It's a
It's a
process.
process you're making with God. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta trust the process. And as you get older, you start to eliminate things. You can't continue. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite things was the strip club. You know what I'm saying? I, I had to, I had to cut that.
Word,
I had to get that out the
word.
system. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something I used to like to do with the fellas, and that was a cool time. But it's nothing but negativity. The environment is nothing but negativity. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I had to slowly get that out the system. And like you said, if you got two little girls, you start looking at stuff different. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You got two
Mm-hmm.
little boys. Like I was telling you, when you got your two boys, I said, yo, you gotta watch how you dress too, because they want to be like their dad. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
As me as a father with 2 girls, I gotta make sure my pants ain't hanging off my butt. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
got
I
to
don't
be the
want them to think,
representation. You
I
got to
don't want
be
them to
that
think,
right representation.
right. I don't want them to think it's cool for them to bring home no young boy to me, and he got his pants sagging. And I'm like, yo, all they can say is, Dad, you walk around like that. If I tried to check them on it, but you wear your pants like that,
How you gonna do that?
what I'm gonna do? Hit him
You're
with the,
not
well, I'm
practicing
grown.
what you preach.
I'm
Nah.
grown, but nah, no,
That's a
nah.
hypocrite right there.
That's the hypocrite talk. So we got to lead by example. That's one of the main things. So also, like I said, even music videos. I can't play music videos. I can't have the music videos that they got. I can't play it in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, it's sad because they know there's a visual to the music. They know there's a visual to the music when they watch the little kids box kids and they see the videos for that. So now the songs, they like, want to see the video. So sometimes if you watch YouTube and the song might come on, I gotta switch to song because YouTube got an option where you can switch to song or video. And I switch to song, you know, and they be like, I know how you switched to that. And I'm like, wow. They got this
See,
nigga,
them girls are smart.
they
Them
got this
girls are on
girls
it.
shaking their butt.
Yep. So I mean, the visual is real as well. When they see this, now it's not only they repeating what they're hearing, it's also them doing what they're seeing.
Now it's giving them, grown women do that. If grown women do that, then it's okay for me to do that. You know, it's like if you go to, you know what I usually just like when I go to a party and I see some little girl winding up herself, 7, 8, 9, and she winding up herself like some big woman, and people cheering that on.
Again, brother. Like when we think about it, a lot of adults they still not mature.
They're not fully grown in their brain.
Yeah, they still not mature to know that like I had the conversation with the boys the other day about time and place, right? There's a time and place for
For
everything. I
everything.
had that conversation because if you allow them, they would want to do what they want to do
At
for as
all,
long as they want to
at
do it.
any time they feel like doing it.
Right. So I had to have that conversation with especially Nathaniel, because Nathaniel is more aware. He understands what I'm saying, right? I tell him, listen, Pops, there's a time for everything. There's a time to play and there's a time to work. There's a time
Yeah,
to laugh and there's a time to cry. Every day is not laughing.
right.
Every day is not playing. Like you come in, you ask me, Daddy, can I turn the TV on? Right? And if I say, yeah, go ahead, you can turn it on. That's cool. It's time. I gave you that time to do that. But on the
Right.
flip side, when I say, all right, listen, we're going to trace over these words or go ahead and write your
Right.
name
Cut
and
TV off. We got
TV
to do
off.
some work.
Correct.
That's what we
You
got
got
to
to do
do.
some work.
That's what
Right.
we
So
got to do.
in the morning time, he will get up and be like, the first thing he wants to do is go turn the TV. I'm like, no,
TV, nah.
nah. Like, let your brain process for a second. Don't
Yeah.
let this TV start to direct you what to do this
Right.
early. Like, it
Right.
doesn't matter how early he gets up. The first thing, Daddy,
He
can I
wants to
turn the
do
TV
TV.
on? Nah, I said, nah, meditate for a little bit. You and your brother
Yeah.
have a conversation for a little bit, you know,
Right. Right.
without the TV having to
Right.
be a part of that, you know?
Right. Right. Right.
So
So
definitely,
now
man, like,
that's a good thing. I'll give you a suggestion. What I do, is, man, you cruel. You say your kids don't watch TV till the weekend. Oh, you're so cruel, yo.
wow.
Yeah.
No, what's the
Anyway,
age? What's the age of
I
the
can't.
kids?
Once again, you choose. Everybody choose their parents, but you know, like in the morning time, yo, say your prayers. You're gonna say our prayers. I know they don't really understand when I say let's say our prayers and give God thanks for waking up. But slowly, I know they'll understand. Like, yo, there's people who go to sleep and don't wake up, sweetie. So let's not just wake up, or they wake up and they start fighting over something. You know that. Oh, she got my teddy bear. No, no, no. Hold
Oh
on. Yeah.
man, they fight
Listen.
over the blank. Like
Let's
Isaiah's a
do.
blanket person. That
Yeah.
boy love his
Listen. Hold on.
blanket, man.
Let's give God thanks that we wake up first thing. Let me play 2
Shake your
scriptures.
signal. Your signal, shake. I
Huh?
don't know what's going on with your signal. I don't know what's going on with your signal.
Hold on. Hold on. How I'm looking now?
So they're 5 and 12. Okay. So they're a little older then. They're a little older.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you how I'm looking?
Yeah, man, you're good. You're good. You're good now.
So basically, make them say a little prayers in the morning and read 2 scriptures, you know what I'm saying? And get their mind right that way, Also breaking them into making sure they say their grace before the food and all of that, because when they eat breakfast, because I try to explain to them there's people who don't have food right now in the morning. Now, why do we gotta say grace? Why we gotta say grace? Why we can't just eat? I said, listen, some people who just gonna eat. You might see some people who just eat, and that's them. Everybody believes differently, but I like to give thanks that we got food. You got a roof over your head, you got clothes on your back. So we got to give thanks because I said every time I go to work, I get reminded about it because I see homeless people every night in the subway. You know what I'm saying? So I try to just put that on them, and then I'm like, you can use your phone or whatever, but we're gonna do some education first. You know what I'm saying? And
Right. Right.
TV, I still got to monitor what it is that they're watching on TV. I don't let them watch no
Correct.
foolishness. You know what I'm saying? You look at Nick Jr. got some cool things where they got a lot of the learning cartoons. You know what I'm saying? So you let them
Right.
watch
They watch mines. They will watch some PBS Kids.
PBS Kids.
Some another Y. I mean why? I mean they watch a few programs of PBS Kids.
Bubble Guppies is cool. Damn, they got a couple of them that I make sure they watch on their Kindle because they got this guy. He's a grown dude, but he acts like a kid. I forgot his name, man. But he does like science stuff. So he like blowing up a
Oh, I
balloon.
think I know. Blippy.
Blippy,
You
Blippy,
talk Blippy.
Blippy, a big kid.
Yo, and we talking. And listen, we talking about as dads. We talking about full-time dad. You get what I'm saying? Like full-time. We're not talking about like being a part-time, having the kids,
having them on the weekend.
1 time a week. Nah, we mean we giving the kids showers or bath, and getting them ready for school. Cooking, getting the meals ready for them. All of that full daddy service.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the dads. Shout out to all the moms.
Yeah. Big up to all the moms, big up to all the dads, especially the moms who doing it all by themselves and wish that they had the dad. Big up to all of them, and big up to all the dads that's doing what they're supposed to do.
It's the norm to really see the mother in that space of parenting, handling the business, taking care of the kids, doing what's needed, right? And we need to normalize also realizing that dads can do it as well. Like, I'll tell you a story. So I've traveled with my boys at a very young age multiple times by myself. And first I did it with Nathaniel, right? When he was probably about 4 months old. Went to Virginia to visit his grandfather for his 60th birthday, right? And he was, it was only me, it was me and him, and everybody was like, yo, where is mom? Where is mom? Where is mom?
Right.
The next, I brought him to Canada by myself again, and everybody was looking at me crazy like, yo, where is mom? This is a young baby, right? But I'm like, don't you see dad? Daddy I could do this too. I made my mind up. Whatever comes, I'll be able to handle it because the mind is already made up, right? No, the challenge was when I had both of them. I took both, and Isaiah was a little younger. I think Isaiah was like 1 and some months or almost 2, and Nathaniel was around 3 and going on 4, and that was a challenge. But I was also able to make that work as well. And everybody in the airport saw me. Was like, man, you have your hands full. I'm like, yeah, I hear it every 5 seconds, But what happened was God put people in the way to help me. Right. I remember being in the plane, right? We sat beside this lady. She had a window seat, and we started having a conversation, and she told me that she had 2 boys herself, but they were grown. They were like 32 and 29. So she loved boys. And she was able to kind of like have a conversation with Nathaniel and start showing him the sun and the clouds and the sky and all of that, right? Even Isaiah at the time, he wasn't too friendly with strangers. Like, he would not go to even his uncle. When he first saw his uncle, he was like, yo, dad, who that? I don't know him. Let me
Right.
stand right here by your leg. Let me hug this leg a little bit until I see what that dude up to, right?
Right.
So I had to change Nathaniel, and that's the worst thing you could ever do when traveling. Changing a baby in the air,
No, oh, well, yeah, I ain't do that,
right?
but I know about doing it in
Now,
the car. Ain't no joke neither.
so the thing is, she had Isaiah at the time distracted. So I said to her, listen, I'm going to run to the bathroom with Nathaniel. I'll be right back. So boom, I'm in the bathroom with Nathaniel. I had to change this boy standing up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Cause ain't nowhere in that little
That's
bathroom
small
for him to
bathroom.
be. Nah, he had to be standing on top of the toilet. You know what I'm saying? And I changed him. I hear the lady calling out, Dad, 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 in the plane, right? I opened the door. Isaiah is at the top of his lungs, bawling, right?
Mm.
She was like, Dad, you gotta come now. You gotta come now. I said, all right, I'm coming. The whole plane is
Yeah.
cracking up. But let me
Yeah.
tell you something. There was a level of respect shown, right? For me doing what I'm doing. I mean, everybody, I remember one of the dudes was like, listen, man, you're an inspiration to dads around the world. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And that meant something to me, right?
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
they don't see this happening a lot.
Nah.
You know, they don't see
They
fathers
don't.
moving around with not only the boys, but even with the girls. Because I saw another dad there with his two girls, him and his two girls, and he was making it happen. So shout out to all the dads out there that is really active in the kid's life. And even if then the mom don't not seeing eye to eye, and they're able to put that aside for the
Yeah.
for the best outcome for the child, like, you know, shout out to you, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. You know, and it's like I said, I get the same thing when I'm with my girls. Oh, they're so beautiful. And, yeah, you know, make sure you enjoy. That's the one thing I hear is, you know, make sure you enjoy the time. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes. I hear that a lot. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm experiencing it. Like, I can't believe Nathaniel is about to be 5. Nathaniel is about to be 5. I can remember just taking Nathaniel home from the hospital, bro.
right.
Nathaniel's about to be 5 right now, so I know the time is moving. Like, as
Right.
soon as we quint, he's gonna be 10. Isaiah's gonna be 8. Soon he's gonna be 20. Isaiah's
Right.
gonna be
So
18.
that's why we gotta enjoy all these times now and be
Mm-hmm.
as positive, you know, role models for them right now, because when they're most impressionable, because it's gonna come to a point and they're gonna get to an age where they're gonna feel like they know everything. We know that because we got nephews and nieces. We
Nah,
got nephews
bro.
and
We know
nieces.
that because we went through it.
Well, that too, but also we had nephews and nieces, right? We went through it also, but then
Mm-hmm.
we seen how when we got nephews and nieces and we trying to coach them the right way, but then they'll listen when they're small, but then when they get a certain age,
They
and you
start.
while you try to tell them something, you realize you don't got their full attention. They don't got
Mm-hmm.
their mind made up. Like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. I hear you, but this is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you know, at the end of the day, the way how I look at it, I gotta charge it up and say, yo, those ain't my kids. You know what I'm saying? So all I
Mm-hmm.
gotta do is try to do the best with my kids. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And it's tough. It's tough because they have their own personalities. As much as you're gonna try to steer them in the right direction, they have their own personalities. And as parents, it's our job to recognize that. So
Yeah.
you may want your boys, just give you an example, you may want your boys to get into football, the American football, right? Or you might want them to get into soccer and you'll get them into it, but then while they're doing it, you can see there's a lack of interest,
There's a disconnect. Mm-hmm.
right? You can't keep forcing that. To me, I don't advise that you should continue pushing that on your kid because you see them as that. They
Mm-hmm.
could be big and stocky and well athletic, but if that's not what they want to do, that's not their mindset. And I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of parents go wrong with that is pushing on things that they may have wanted for themselves onto their kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we also, as much as we push education, we still have to push it with a limit as well. So not only on the sports aspect or recreational aspect, you have to look at the educational aspect as well, because you can't do educational overload because they're gonna be like, God, this dude, man, he's a fun buster, man. This dude. So
Listen,
every
listen. I know exactly what you mean,
you know,
right?
so everything
So.
has to have a balance. Everything
Mhm.
has to have a balance. You know what I'm saying?
For
And like
real.
you said, support. Like you gotta ask them, what do you want to do? Like not I'm gonna let you talk in a second, but like I got an email and they was accepting girl soccer, girl basketball, and I think softball. So I said, Mia, you know, would you like this is for first grade because she's starting first grade. So I'm like, would you see yourself, you know, doing soccer or basketball or softball? And you know my background. That's how I got my nickname Shake from playing basketball. So if I
Mm-hmm.
had a choice, I say play ball. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave it to her. And she said soccer. Then she said, nah, basketball. I said, you know what? Think about it, because right now you flip flopping. You're not sure, and I got to pay bread because it's not. It ain't no free leave. You
For real.
$200 or better leave. You know, some think about it and let me know. And then she's like, nah, I think I want to do dance the
Mm-hmm.
next day. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine if I'm trying to sit here and push her into doing sports, and all she want to do is dance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you
Right.
got get them, and then she said gymnastics. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
listen, gymnastics is a lot of work. Just letting you know. I don't want you to think you're just gonna go to the gym and all of a sudden you can start doing backflips and front flips and
Mm-hmm.
cartwheels. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of work, you know. So we started stretching. She said no, she want to do gymnastics. We start stretching, and we pull up the YouTube videos, and she see what
Mm-hmm.
it takes and stuff. So in the process of looking for dance and gymnastics.
Gymnastics. So, so for me, what I as a parent, there's three P's that I represent as a parent. The first one is providing, the second is protecting, and then the third is preparing. Right. So when I say preparing, you know, getting them ready for life and all of that. I personally believe when it comes to sports and stuff like that, or anything that they might want to do, I
Yeah,
look to see what they naturally like doing. Like,
right,
like when I take them to the pool, Nathaniel has a natural love for the water more than Isaiah.
right,
Like, like Nathaniel would be in the water if you allow him all day,
right,
right? And the other day when we were in the pool, he said, "Daddy, I'm gonna swim to you." 'Cause he always thinks he can swim, right?
right,
So I said, "All right, cool." I grabbed the phone, started recording him, and he swum like he's in his life jacket, but this boy swam from one end of the pool all the way to the next end of the pool by himself. And I was watching him how he was swimming and kicking his legs, and he made it all the way down there. And I'm like, wow, like this is pretty good for his age. You know what I mean? Like, so me identifying that, I said to myself, okay, I might need to get this boy some professional lessons because
swimming class.
right, he's showing like he's showing interest and he's showing potential. Uh,
Right,
so when we start them early, we also have the duty and the responsibility to help guide them just by
right,
observing.
right,
Isaiah. Isaiah
right.
is an instrument person. I know this for a fact. This boy
Right.
loves instruments.
And
As
this comes
soon as
from
the
spending
music
time around your
starts,
kids. This comes from
right,
being active with your
as
kids. You get to see
right,
that.
as soon as the music starts, this boy run, grab the ukulele, and he's just watching the dudes with
On
the
it.
guitar on the TV, and he's just rocking out. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Many a
right.
times I just watch him, video him, and I'm like, wow, like so I know that he loves music. So giving him music lessons, having them learn how to play instruments, that's definitely something. No,
Something you gotta
for
look into.
sports, right? For sports, I'm 6'4". I used to play soccer in high school. I used to play basketball in high school. I played soccer growing up practically every day until I started playing basketball. Now, my boys, they're going to be tall. And I said, let's
And give it a try.
high school and even
Give it a try.
potentially go to college with it. Of course, because being athletic comes with its benefits. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's that discipline.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter
But
what
also,
sport, it's
with
just
with
the
me,
discipline of
you know,
showing
like
up.
with me, not to cut you playing sports and going to school, it also gave me like a purpose of going to school. You know what I'm saying? So you know how school is just school. Yeah, I gotta go and learn, but also if if I had a reason, now when you're on a team, you have to have a certain grade point level just to stay on the team. right?
Facts.
So
It's a
it gives
balance.
me a purpose. Why am I in school now? I love this sport so much. I'm gonna pass my classes just to play this sport. So
Student
I
athlete.
always try to, and once again, my kids is too small. I'm not talking from their experience, but I'm talking about from my nieces and nephews who are older. Try to attach yourself to a sport. See if you like a sport. Try it out. Don't just look at it. Try it out. From the outside in, you might be like, I ain't like that. But when you start playing the game, you might be like, yo, this is dope. And now you have a purpose other than just academics. If you're an academically inclined kid and you just love school, hats off to you, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? But if you can attach a sport or
It's a
some
lot of benefits to it.
some extra curriculum other than just your average academics with school, to me that helps you just breeze through school
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then like I said, as parents, like, you know, I can't speak about your upbringing. I know mine. I grew up with the old school Jamaican pops, and all they talk about is school. So when I said basketball, you can't put ball in a hoop. Look how you shot. I'm like, damn, this nigga is no motivation.
He don't know you. He don't know you shake dizzy. He
Yeah, I'm
don't know
like,
you where you got that
so
name from.
I think kids, I don't know about kids now. I know for me, reverse psychology, I don't know if it was reverse psychology, but him telling me that I'm too short to play ball pushed me. It pushed me to play ball in the rain.
Facts.
If this got shoveled off the from the 3-point line, you know what I'm saying? I'll shovel that out, go play ball in the cold, and dudes drop out. Oh, you think you're going to the league? Like, what? I never forget what? I think there was a big tournament going on in my park, and everybody, he seen all this crowd, and he seen me putting on my basketball. He said, you playing basketball tonight? He said, they letting you play tonight? I'm like, yo, Pops, man, come out there tonight.
And watch me.
Yeah, come watch me. And if you think I can't play ball, I quit tonight. So we there, game starts, and I see Pops strolling in without Heineken bottle in hand.
Of course,
Right?
Green Giant, Green
I said, oh,
Giant.
yeah. Let me show this dude. Now, let me show you how this dude is. I'm going to fast forward through the game. I ended up with like 21 points. Fast forward through the game, right? Ended up with 21 points, bunch of steals, rebounds, all this other stuff, right? So we ended up winning. We came in second place in the league, ended up winning. So we got the trophy. And I go over, I'm like, yeah, hold this. He said, them give you this to make you feel good, you know. I said, all my time, I see you score the money, up and make you shoot, and them just back up and.
Oh my God!
I said, all right, Pops. So at the end of the day,
that's rough, man. That's rough.
That love hate. That was just that love hate. You know what I'm saying? But then coming in the crib, I hear him on the phone. If you see the man out there, mash up the man there.
See it? See it?
But as soon as I came in, as soon as he see me step in the living room, yeah. So yeah, man. So in them time there, you know what I'm saying? Them time. I'm like,
Pops is tripping, yo. Pops is bugging.
I heard you mid-sentence bragging how I was clearing the park up. And now, yeah, man, them time there, in tomorrow bells.
Yeah.
They just
rest in peace, Pops, yo.
Some parents, and it's not just mine, some parents have a hard time praising their kids.
Man, I remember when my grades were slipping when I wanted to play ball, man. My grades were slipping, and my mom was like, "You're not up on the basketball court until your grades get up. You better." And I'm like, Shano, like I had to sit out. I had to sit out.
Mom's in the comment laughing at me because she knows
mom's laughing.
Facts.
What's up, moms?
But no, I feel what you're saying though.
I had to sit out like a half a season until I got my grades back where it needed to be to even get to go play play ball, man. So definitely that is important, man.
Yeah, man, it's important. So like I said, not to stress.
Not to cut you, Dizzy. Correction at the bottom. Where you pin. You have two providing. The last one should be preparing.
Oh damn, my bad, because I'm texting and talking. Yeah.
So that's a 3 P's parenting for me personally. That's how I look at it. Providing, protecting, and preparing. Because we have to prepare these kids for what they're gonna encounter in the real life. It's real life out there. And to all my parents, I'm gonna say this because again, We're speaking on everything, you know, music, life insurance, the kids, all of that. So if you're a parent and you don't have life insurance, that is you being irresponsible. There's no way around it. There's no excuses, right? There are policies that is very affordable to make sure that, God forbid, anything happens not only to you, right? But if you're a parent and you don't have life insurance on you and the kids, then that is being irresponsible. And I
Well,
remember I
at
posed.
least have it. At least make sure you got it on yourself,
Correct.
and then
Correct. You
work
want to
on
make sure,
getting it on your
because
kid.
again, if something happens to you, then the income is going to be affected that you will be used to make sure that the kids getting taken care of, right? But
Yeah,
why I also say it's important to put the insurance on the kids as well, and in many states you can actually put insurance on the kids as young as 14 days old, right?
right,
Kids under age 18 can only get a whole life insurance. They can only get whole life insurance. And the benefits of that is, after 20 years of paying into that whole life insurance, there's equity that is built up after 20 years. So this is a gift now that you can gift your child or your children. At age 20, they have, let's say, $20,000 equity in the policy, or $30,000 equity, based on how much you were contributing. Now you can use that money. It could go towards college, right? If that's what you want to use it for. It could go towards purchasing their first car, or better yet, it could go towards purchasing their first income generating property, right? So,
or their own home, whichever
or
way,
even, or it could start, or their own home, or it could start their own business.
or their own business.
Because not everybody is going to go to the college. Let's be real.
Right.
Not everybody wants to go to college at this point. We're living in an era right now where the internet is creating a lot of opportunities for young kids. You have young kids, 17, 16 years old, doing drop shipping,
Yeah,
hiding this money from the parents, making way more than the parents.
yeah.
They have their PayPal account with hundreds of $1,000s in it, man. The parents don't even know what's going on. Why? Because
Right,
the parents are with this antiquated system that they're just locked into.
right.
They're just
Another
locked into it.
another thing, what I try to tell, I forgot who I was talking to. I can't remember if it was a friend of mine or something, but I know I had to do something with gaming. And the kids are big into, some kids are just into games. I brought my nephew to the park to play some ball, and he got a nice size. And this dude, man, he shot the ball, the ugliest jump shot I ever saw. And then he didn't even run after the ball. He just shoulders dropped and he walking towards the ball. I'm like, bro, you're too young for that. Run and go get the ball. Like, you got energy. And he like, I'm a gamer. I said, what?
Yeah.
He said, I'm a gamer. I said, you know what? All right, I'm not even going to knock you. So I went and did my little homework, did my research. Like, yo, they got dudes out here winning $100,000 in these games, $1 million in these games. So my point is, just use balance. If your kid is
Right.
like to play games, okay, don't say they can't play the game and break. I seen that one lady break up her son PSP and all of that. Listen, do it with a balance, because that dude might be a top champion in some one of them games that you know nothing about, and win 100,000, 500. They have these tournaments that they do with these games, So there's avenues like that we can't just shut down just because we know. Of course, too much game is not good for the.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Thing is, we just got to be open. You just got to be open, you know what I'm saying, to what your kids is doing, and look into it before we be so quick to shut it down, because it's not what we perceived of them or what we thought that they
Right.
should be doing. You know what I'm saying?
The
So,
next thing I wanted to touch on, Dizzy, was when the kids get to age 18, black people or the black parents have a way of pushing them through the door, or the kids themselves, because of them not wanting to abide by rules or whatever, want to go out there in the world and start life on their own. And that's where the pressures of the world start to come on. That's where they start messing up their credit. That's where the struggles start. Like, for me, my thing is, when the kids get to a certain age, I mean, once they're if you're not going to college, you have to let me know what you're doing productive. Are we starting the business? You getting a job? What are we doing? Right? Because you're not just gonna be laying around the house just looking. You know, we have to be active. We have to be actively seeking or pursuing something that makes sense, right?
Right.
But we as parents, our black parents, we should allow the children to stay in the house. They're planning their move. They have to make sure that there's a plan in place, but we can't really push them out to the world too early. That's when they get tripped up. That's when they start bucking their toes and running into potholes. And sometimes, a lot of times, they really can't come back from some of it because, again, especially in single family homes, they say when the father is absent, right, it heightens the chances of the child, especially the black boys, going to jail. You get what I'm saying? So even with that being said, we have to make sure that we do the best we can. Like for me personally, with me knowing that statistics, there's no reason for me to ever walk out of my kid's life.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I prefer to give them everything I have, give them
right.
all that I have. When I say
Right.
not monetarily alone, but my presence, my effort,
Your
my
time.
time. You know what I mean? To make
100%.
sure that they're ready
Right.
for the challenges of this world. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Because I mean it's tough out here, man.
It also comes down to you gotta know your kid too. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about an 18-year-old. If you've been in your child's life from birth to 18, you should have a sense of understanding of your child to know, are they responsible enough to go out on their own and do what they gotta do? You know what I'm saying? Or I need to work with him or her on this a
A little
little more.
longer.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We should know that, because at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody say. I think a real parent, if you really love your kid, you probably don't never want your kid to go. You probably want to be able, because you want to be able to just you want to be safe. You know what I'm saying? But
True.
you gotta let them out the nest at some point.
Yeah.
You just gotta try to. We just gotta try to prepare them for the best of our ability. And another thing is, if they feel like, especially how you got boys, if they feel like, yo, I got this, dad, I'm good. It's only so much you could do before he or she might actually start to rebel and be like, yo, I'm going to do it with your approval or not. So you got to do is just try to give them the best advice that you can give them. Like, yo, listen, if this is what you want to do, I'm just going to let you know that expect this. These are the pros and the cons of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not kicking
And
you out.
you
I'm not
know,
kicking you out. But you want to go out on your own because you want to be able to do your own thing, but just understand these are the consequences that come with it. And I pray that you do the best, because I know
right.
my parents wasn't ready for me to leave the crib at 18. I couldn't wait till I hit 18 so I could bounce. But
Man.
you see what I'm saying? They wanted me to stay, but I'm like, nah.
But you was ready to go.
What?
I need to go.
Like, I ain't had no curfew at 16, 17. I ain't had no curfew. I could come in the house 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They didn't care, right? But soon I got a call at 17. Make sure you're in that house by midnight. I said, what? I ain't had no curfew last year. You talking about make sure you're in the house by 12 o'clock? No, because
And I got a car now?
Yeah, a vehicle and police and railway. And at that time, you ain't trying to hear that. So I'm like, you know what? Yo, listen, go on, keep your car. I'm going to go back to no curfew. But you see, when I'm 18, I'm going to save up my bread.
Oh, so you gave back the car?
Gave back your vehicle. Hold on.
Man.
You know what I got? That's it. I put the fuck, like, he gave me a $200 car. I had $1,000 car system in the $200 car. And that $1,000, you can, can't hear police or ambulance when you're playing them, they're poo. Listen, I say, yo, I'm about to take your $200 whip, you know what I'm saying? And just put it in the basement where you can't steal in my basement. Can't steal in this one. Found a cousin and I let my cousin hold it down, saved up for bought me a nice little Civic, turned 18, went off to college. I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah,
you know. So what I would say to the parents with the the older kids that is acting crazy, trying to, defy the rules and want to do their own thing, just remind them, freedom without discipline is dangerous.
Yeah.
dangerous, yo. Like
Facts.
in every major city that we live in, and these young dudes is out here with the freedom, and they have no discipline. Let me tell you this: it gets dangerous out there. You know what I'm saying? You could
Yeah,
lose that freedom in a heartbeat.
yeah,
So,
man.
you know, it's
So,
cool. It's cool to want your freedom, but you know what I mean? There's
like,
discipline that comes with it. There's a lot that comes with that freedom.
like I said, as much as we want to, keep them in our sight at all time, it comes to a point where you just got to have faith in God that I pray that for their protection and their covering, that they do the right thing. I got my oldest goddaughter. She about to be 21, and she in Florida on her own. You know what I'm saying? Just got her own apartment, own car, and all I could do is pray that everything she does the right
Wow,
thing.
time's
You know what I'm
flying, man. I
saying?
remember
Yeah,
that girl was like
look,
7, 8.
well, I got it right here. This my goddaughter. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
okay.
I
That's what's
still
up.
remember this. I still remember this.
Yeah, now she's
We're in
21 with her own
hospital.
place.
And I'm talking her through. Did you call for insurance? I got it. I know. I'm like, all right.
All right.
I'm trying my best to walk you through the right way. But if you got it and you got at the end of the day, I gotta let you you gotta let them make their own decisions. So if they fall on their face,
Yeah.
they can't come
It's
back and
tough,
blame you.
man.
As much as
It's
you don't want them to fall on their face, but if they do mess up, I don't want to be the cause. You ain't gonna point your finger at me and say,
right.
"Oh, I listened
You
to you."
know,
That's why X, Y, Z.
right. It's tough. It's tough, man, because for me, my experience showed me that like one of the greatest Bible instructions is honor the mother and thy father. It's a
Yeah, so
reason.
that your days may be
It's a
long. Yeah,
reason.
yeah. So
Yo,
your
that's
days may
that's
be
probably one
long.
of the realest verses in the Bible. And it's
Yeah,
a reason behind that.
it's a,
Why? Because
it's
the
a bunch.
parents
It's a
been
bunch of
through it.
them. It's a bunch of them, but that's a good one too. That's a
You know what
good
I'm
one.
saying? To the
Understand?
parents been through it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We don't know what we're about to go through as young kids, man. But they've
But
been through
you
it.
know,
So
you know what the problem? The problem is before we wrap it up, because it's time for us to wrap up. One of the
mhm.
main issues what we always gonna have is that generational gap, right? So they still feel like, because just like when my parents was talking to me, I feel like, yo, old head, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
These times is different. And it's just
Mhm.
like when I'm talking to my nieces and goddaughters and godsons now, they like, you don't know what you're talking about. It ain't even like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's always going to be the issue. That's always going to be the issue. They feel like there's a age gap and you don't understand what they're going through right now, not knowing that as they get
You've been
older,
there.
as they get older, because it wasn't until I got older that one of the main things my pops told me before he passed was, you think all your friends, and a lot of people hear that, but you think all your friends who you think is your friends for real? And I'm like, yeah, them dudes will give me the shirt off their back, and it's not
Yeah, right.
until you get older and you go through certain trials and tribulations, and then you realize, oh, now
Mhm.
my pop said that this was
Mhm.
my best friend.
Mhm.
You left me out hanging, da da da. You can't give me a little
Mhm.
$100. I was been giving you $100, whatever the case may be. And the one time I
Mhm.
need a little help, you can't help me. Oh, now I know
Mhm.
what to talk about. So it takes a
Mhm.
lot of that. A lot of stuff you just gotta plant that seed in their head and then pray
Mhm.
that they just run through it and they just realize and they recognize and be like, okay, now I know what you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm. Mhm.
but yeah, so we just as people gotta watch what kind of music that we play for our kids to recap what we all talked about for this last hour. Be
Mhm.
mindful of the music that we play for our kids. Also the music that we listen to ourselves, because it has an impact on how we think and how we move, you
Mhm.
know.
And what we do. Mhm.
So we got to practice, once again, practice what we preach. You know what I'm saying? As far as the music. And then when you're talking about with the life insurance, we got to do
Right.
our due diligence to make sure we have a life insurance. If you had a life insurance and it lapsed, look into getting that back up to date. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or start
Mhm.
over. And
Definitely.
if you are up to date with your life insurance, and also if you do need any guidance, DM my brother Wallstreet, aka the educator. DM him for whatever questions you may have. Myself, if you can't get in contact with him about life insurance, and if you are up to par with your life insurance, then look at getting them for your kids. A lot of people like to
Mhm.
think it the wrong way, like, oh, I don't want to think about my kids. Like, listen,
Facts.
that's that's not the real purpose that we're telling people to get life insurance for your kids. It's all we're gonna look at it like we're gonna speak number positivity that they're gonna live a long, healthy life. So therefore, we're
Mhm.
gonna say that we're gonna get this life insurance so we could take the the benefits of the cash value that it can build up, and the gift that you can give when they become.
Shout out to my boy Joyful Youth, Mario the Godfather, you know?
Yes, 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 yes. And yeah, of course. He doesn't know he do his thing with the trading. You can hit him up with the trading, and as far as buying stocks and opto trading, you can always you know, DM us is about that as well. We ain't really talk too much about that. But yeah, if, just to tap that up, if you want to get into that, make sure you invest in something. I don't care if it's $20 a week,
I don't
$50
care.
a week.
Throw
Invest.
the coffee money tomorrow in a coin.
Yeah,
In one of those crypto coins. You have
yeah.
coins out there for 6 cents,
You know,
25 cents.
just do
You know what I
some
mean?
research, do
Do
some
your
research
research, do your due diligence.
on which companies or coins you want to do your investing in. If you're going to do crypto, you could use Coinbase, or you could even go through Robinhood. And they have a few cryptos. They don't have a bunch on Robinhood. They have a few,
Yeah.
but Coinbase has most of the cryptos or whatever. And also, if you want to buy stocks, you could go through Robinhood, Fidelity, and
TD Ameritrade, any one of them. E-Trade. Yeah.
What is it? Webull.
We
Even Cash App. So much people got Cash App, and you can buy Bitcoin on Cash App.
Yeah, you can buy Coca-Cola, different companies on Cash App.
You can buy stocks on Cash App. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes somebody might owe you $50 instead of you cashing out. Invest that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Sheikh Dizzy about to work on that Sheikh Dizzy NFT project. So
Yeah.
everybody could get a piece of that. Everybody could get a piece of that music.
Yeah, Joe Fuse, big up yourself. He said make sure you get that Sheikh Dizzy music. Yeah, they are, you know, man. You know, just Google Sheikh Dizzy on any music streaming platform, and you can support by streaming, downloading, however you can. Every listen, I appreciate it. That's a couple cents for me and my girls. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah, so yeah, that's all we always preaching is you know, black wealth, health, and you know, try to have that.
Definitely, we trying to reduce that wealth gap. You know, we trying to put ourselves and our friends and our network in position. You know, so whenever we say, listen, we have a live coming Tuesday evening, just log on to the live. You might learn something. You know, something that you could actually run with.
Yeah, my homegirl Sweetness. I keep forgetting you can plug in, check out the merchandise at shakedizzy.com. Even on my Instagram, I got a shop where you could go through, support, buy a t-shirt. I got stickers, I got these little stickers for $1. Whatever you want to do. I got merchandise. I'll be forgetting about that with shirts and stickers and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's I ain't really on here to try to like seem like I'm trying to sell anything or make any money, but this is what we doing. Like I said, I deal with music. I got my own independent label, Dizzy Entertainment. Got my own website, shakedizzy.com. You can check it out. But really, and then, you know, my brother Educator, Wallstreet, he does the life insurances. Y'all could DM him for any life insurance information that you may want that he could coach you and guide you through.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, we just doing positivity and uplifting because there's so much negativity out here. There's so much distraction. There's so much negativity on Instagram, even for men. With females twerking and all of that. For females, you got dudes fronting like they millionaires, and you don't know who got money from who don't. So you got everybody want to floss like they the man. And it's pros
that comes with the cost.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's pros and cons with all of that, man. So at the end of the day, we just preaching black wealth, health, and spirituality, which nothing but love and blessings and success.
Prosperity.
One of us. We learning as we learn. We're just sharing information because I feel like a lot of times people have information and we don't share it, you know. And it's not until somebody excels with that information and you see that person excel with it, and then if that's your friend, you kind of feel like, damn, you've been doing this all along and you never even put me on. So we like to do this every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Thank you, appreciate y'all with the positivity, joyful youth, and sweetness. 424. Appreciate
it. If you enjoyed today's live, let me see some likes, some love, whatever they call that, coming up in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Let me see you guys press some of them hearts in the comments, man. You know, And that, you know, we just appreciate you being here today, you know?
And this shit, yeah, every Tuesday, 6 p.m., we just find regular topics to talk about, and you can share the live to other people. You can hit the share button and share it to your close friends. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m., man, nothing but positivity and motivational stuff, man. So salute
Champion Puppy.
each and every one of y'all that came through. Once again, I'm gonna close out with my my other joint that I did called What It Looked Like. That's streaming on all platforms. Nothing but that's talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. So once again, peace and blessings to each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. I'ma show you this is what it look like. Thank you. This is what it look like. 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 Fam, till next day.
Salute, brother.
Bless.
Definitely, man. We on it.
I
stand on my